Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Tiffany, also known as the Perfectly Wise. I'm coming here with our August intuitive guidance session or reading. You might notice there's a little bit of a different setup here. A full disclosure, I did move recently. There's been a lot of changes there. There's been kind of there and present in my life here. So it's a bit of a different setup. I'm playing around with setups there to see for the coming weeks and months here to see what will best resonate there. But for the time being, ultimately, it's most important that the messages get out there, that the help is expressed there. So, you know. But, anyways, here, and also another update there outside of just on the personal side there with my move. As of August, moving forward, I know in previous months I've called these sessions here for our community or collective here energetic updates. I got a notion here from my guides here moving forward to call them actually community updates. So moving forward as of August and in the coming months there, I'll be calling these sessions here for our community or collective community updates that felt most aligned there as far as providing an understanding here and uniting us in an understanding here of opportunities, of energetic shifts, of yeah, just like learning and growth opportunities and for us, in within that particular month. And again, full disclosure, again, as I mentioned in the last session there for July, these sessions there are timeless. The point of just kind of having them categorized for per month there is for organizational purposes. There's rhyme and reason. But whenever you're called there on my website, which you can go to review this and other sessions there for previous months and other content, as well as my one-on-one series and sessions here that I do for folks there at www.theperfectlywise.com. But yeah, so you can go to the website there to review previous months there, but whichever one that you're called there to go to, understand that, trust that, and go with that. Because like I said, the energies here and the messages here are quite fluid and personal. The way in which they're going to resonate with you are going to be quite specific and personal. So that being said, before we go into August, there's a couple of things here that I got for August, but in, kind of providing as previous months as I have here, a through line here from the previous month to now, I'm going to go ahead and do first a recap there of July. So July here, a couple of themes here, as you might recall there, in that session there, a couple of themes here came up here. Among other things here, there was this notion, number one here, there's a general kind of expression here for July as far as it being kind of like the summer of love. So within that vertical here, there was these notions of one, the divine masculine, and again, this expression is within self, not only within self, but in relationship and outside of self, within others. This notion here, number one, of the divine masculine having the divine feminine's back. So providing here and stepping into that protective, fruitful, and supportive role here as the divine feminine creates, as she gets to understand who you are and express that. So there was that notion there. There's also this notion here of releasing attachments, especially as they're connected to who you are, who you thought you were, who you thought yourself to be, who you perceived yourself to be, and that could be expressing there in your job, in your living situation, in your location, those sort of notions there. And there was this, background here that was provided there as far as COVID and all the volatility there that it's really brought forth there, the kind of collective dark night of the soul. There's a notion here that it probably is most necessary to unhook yourself from those attachments, because realistically, if something like, say, your job, where you live, like all of those notions and structures there that you found a lot of stability there can be released and taken away just like that. Perhaps you don't really perceive as much attachment there to those notions anymore because they can go just like that. Has been the state of economies, the state of jobs, and so on and such forth. They really kind of vanished and were thrown into this array really just like that. So there was that notion as well that came up. A power animal that came up there was the cheetah. And so in July here, again, what kind of came up there was this notion here of, in that expression there, in that totem there, there's a notion there that in you expressing and harnessing cheetah energy, you might have noted, it might have resonated for you where within your healing transformative process there, the integration of the darkness into your light and all of that kind of expression there, the integration of your masculine and feminine there, essentially you've earned your earned your stripes after a long and difficult healing process there in the underworld. And there's a lot there also as far as us mining wisdom and transformation and healing in the underworld, in that scorpionic Pluto kind of archetype there, in that death, kind of that death energy here, and all that's been cleared away and done away with. So in you going through that process and accepting that process there, that's how you've essentially come, or stand to come. The opportunity stands for you still to kind of emerge in that sort of way. So there's that. And there's also a notion there of, after coming out of the underworld here, as it relates to your movement and progress in your life moving forward, you might find yourself resonating with a lot of rapid movement forward. Like I said, stabilizing the shadow and those aspects of yourself there that might as well previously been suppressed or not acknowledged or not kind of given the full attention that was needed, so to speak. And also this notion here, also very, very, very presciently, of flexibility and adaptability, which is necessary. And when you have things kind of happening, all these changes kind of happening that are still kind of settling and taking root here, there's a notion here that you, to get through it and to really rise here, there's a notion here of, yeah, interesting, yeah. The notion, they're just dropping and reminding me, this notion here of like expecting the unexpected, and holding that unpredictable, sort of volatile, settling in changes here with grace. So there's that. So with that notion here, here is where I kind of got a couple things here for August. And it must be, I think, I do perceive here where a lot of this, like now we're in Leo season here, I perceive where a lot of that energy here, certainly was perceiving a lot of expressive, powerful, healthy, centered, ego-based, but a healthy expression of that, where it was around this notion here, I was getting this notion here around the power of the quote-unquote I am, power of the I am. So a couple of things here. There was one, a very, very, very clear, almost stern, straightforward notion here, wherein in order to fight darkness, you must first know yourself in a deep, unmoving, and powerful way. There's also this notion here of negotiating a broader, larger, and multifaceted expression of your gifts, your wisdom, your talents, and your essential earth-based contributions. So I got that notion as well. And it's very interesting. It seems like since July to now, other light workers, or you might have perceived there, where there's almost been kind of like this second wave of constriction, this second wave of like fear that's kind of taken over the collective. You might have felt at one point there, maybe in the past few weeks there, where it was like, okay, great, well, things are starting to open up and we're kind of figuring it out and maybe I can get out there again. But then you kind of reeled that back in. Yeah, that expression might have then reeled itself back in, like, oh gosh, okay, cases are rising, COVID cases are rising. Oh gosh, okay, it feels like this reanimation of fear. I'm perceiving here for August, as it resonates there for August moving forward there, a key axis there in battling that there is in leveraging here and harnessing the power of the I am. So there's that expression as well. Along that vertical, I was getting finally this notion here of activating the leader that is within you, that is within all of us. Yeah. It's time to really, really step up and in a fuller way, expanding those expressions and expanding those modalities and ways here in which we essentially show up there in leadership and power and expression, with not only within our, like I said, within ourselves, but also within our communities and those places and spaces there where we lend contributions. Two tarot cards in particular that came up there and kind of encapsulating that energy. And again, this session here will serve to kind of either confirm those messages or provide a little bit more color and context. But two cards there that really I felt, or I sense really strongly kind of capture that was one, the sun energy. In this energy here, I was getting a lot of, in that primordial element there of fire here, this notion of, because it's within this expression here in the sun energy, as it resonates there, like say in your solar plexus and that energetic space there in your lower chakras there, it's very important to recognize there, we're within that expression energetically within yourself. Your wisdom, your illumination, your enlightenment, and also your will and the expression and knowing of self are all housed, your ego, which is your ego, they're all housed within that same space. And that serves for a reason. Because, yeah, as it resonates there in your wisdom and what is expressed there, what you perceive and what is dropped in there from the above here, dropped in from above and dropped into your inner knowing and psychic intuitive knowing here, it's not just sort of there. The purpose of that is not just for it to be known and just understood. It's for it to be expressed. It's for it to be contributed and given in contribution. And in that way here, in this Ace of Wands energy here, which was the second card that kind of jumped out there, it is also fortifying your own power, your own notion of self, and a healthy notion and expression of self. And again here, the healthy expression of that there is in the leadership here that you occupy and move forward with within self and also outside of self there, in contribution and in healing and helping your communities, your families, those mutual spaces there where you share spaces with others. So that's pretty much kind of what I got there for August there, at least sort of loosely. So I'm pulling for August, I'm going to pull here from the Rider-Waite deck to see kind of what other things are coming up there for us for August. So let's see. All right. And this deck is unique. Give me a second here. I'm going to have to on these cards. I think it's because I've had them for a little while here. They have this tendency of like kind of sticking together. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of unstick these cards real quick there, just so that everything kind of shuffles and comes through quite clearly. Probably should have done this before I got on camera, but here we are. New setup, new change. We're just going with it. It's all good. All right. Give me a second here. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I'm getting here just as I'm playing around and unsticking these cards here. A key modus of that expression there, especially as it came from coming from July here, is that within your process there going into the underworld, in many ways here, in an archetype here, you've come out here kind of as the wounded warrior. And it really is the wounded warrior, the one who has herself or himself gone through a difficult experience, gone through a lot of pain, gone through a lot of transformation, and who has in that axis there negotiated and stepped into a lot of power, wisdom, and healing in that process, where you are then best served in helping and contributing to others and inspiring, also in inspiring others. Interesting. Yeah, that just came through quickly here as I was playing with the cards. And it is in your purpose and in your destiny. Interesting. Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. In the past, interesting. In the passage of time, and all elements of the universe, all elements of being here are supporting this, and it is timely, and it is needed, and it is urgent. That is how you express yourself, and that is how you are to show up in yourself. It starts with the knowing of the self and the fortifying of the power of the self. Interesting. Yeah, they're drawing me to this this illustration here. This is an illustration of the Egyptian god Anubis, who is the god of death and subsequent rebirth. And the ways here in which he's under, kind of situated there under this sort of wheel, almost like this alchemical wheel. Yeah. Interesting. Anyways, okay. It's like they don't want to it's like we're getting started here, moving along. Okay, so let's cut the deck here. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Interesting. 3. 10 of Cups just jumped out there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Interesting. 10 of Cups. I'm getting in this energy. Harmonious home spaces, harmonious home and community spaces. 10 of Cups. In the ways there in which you accept, and receive blessings and assistance from the above, and adopt a bit of frivolity and play and receptivity, the more happier not only you become and you are expressed, but the more happy and light-filled your communities, your homes, the environments around you also become and are necessarily expressed. Interesting. Yeah. In fact, to know yourself, to be solid in who you are, is in and of itself a divine, harmonious, and loving blessing. It is what we want and desire. There are many things that we desire for you, dear children. That is an important one, an essential one. Because in this axis here, in this 10 of Cups energy, you've come full circle. Interesting. The Wheel of Fortune, yeah. In the Wheel of Fortune that was kind of coming before that I was getting in this cycle. There's a cyclical kind of quality here. Interesting. In your cycle of life, death, rebirth, all of that growing process, that growing cycle, that living cycle that's expressed, not only just like from a literal sense there of, when you physically, when your body lives or dies, or that sort of notion there, but also within yourself and your soul, in your learning, ascension and healing process. Accept it and receive it as the blessing that it is. And recognize the spaces there where your life gets better, the more that you accept these cycles and these essential qualities of your life. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Beautiful angels. Ascended masters. Creatures of the elemental realm. Creatures of nature. My spirit guides, ancestors, brothers and sisters across all galaxies and realms, beings of love and light, who know us well, who know our community well, and wish us all well. I thank you for another day of love, life, and purpose on this earthly plane. I ask you, in speaking to August, what we should expect here in our collective and in our communities here for August, what will serve us best. Anything we should be keeping in mind and being aware of in heart, in body and soul. Any messages of love, light, healing, and wisdom. Led as always and channeled as always. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. Hold on, just let me make sure. Okay, no, those were all that came through. Oh, interesting. Okay, so the cards that flipped over and then fell to the ground were the Empress, the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. I'm getting off the top here in this combination of energies here. Mind abundance and fruitfulness in ideas and expressions and opportunities. that really stand to come here from the mining of the dreamlike, childlike, receptive self. And I'm getting here Queen of Pentacles energy. For some reason, I'm getting business and home-based, community-based provisions and planning here. Because in fact, you have something essential. And within the space of love, the Empress and the Ten of Cups energy is giving me that. You have something essential, fruitful, and essential here, in fact, to offer. I'm also drawn to, in the Empress energy, her pregnant stance. Yeah, this combination here of the Empress and the Page of Cups energy is giving me a lot of fertility. There's a lot of fertile energy here, a lot of grounded, fertile energy here. And a way here in which you're conducting the fertility of your ideas, of your talents, of your gifts, of what is in divine destiny, harmony, and riches for you to give and offer to the world. And I'm getting a super, super sweet, this Page of Cups energy is giving me something very, very sweet. Because as much as there is a power in yourself, an internal knowing power and expression, you express this with a gentle and like dreamy, unpretentious touch. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'm also getting in this Page of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles energy. For folks there, especially for folks there, I'm getting where this is resonating here for, especially for like community activists. Yeah, I'm getting that. Like community activists, light workers, teachers. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of like artistic. Yeah, there's a lot of mining here of like artistic energy, free flowing kind of energy and expression there. You're dropping into, you might find yourself in August there and in the coming months there, dropping into not only new ideas and expressions there of how you can expand that practice and expand that discipline, but most importantly in the Queen of Pentacles energy, leveraging insights here and a tangible game plan here for how you can make, to be quite frank, make money off of it. Solidify your own financial, material abundance and security within that contribution. Because it's expressions, in this Ten of Cups energy, the blessings there are flowing from, it's like flowing from above, below. You offer it, it comes down. It's all in that exchange. Yeah. It's all in that exchange. So as you provide, you also receive. So you are also supported. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of creative energy. You might find yourself in August which makes sense, because especially we had the new moon in Cancer come through maybe a little under 2 weeks ago. We're kind of coming up on the full moon now. Yeah, so I feel like within that energy, as well as just it being Leo season, I'm getting really a mining of like, interesting, a mining of creativity here that essentially is heart-based. That's resonating here in the heart. And a sense of power here and stability here that is coming through here within that particular resonance of expression and being. Yeah. I'm getting an imperative here in the Page of Cups energy. You might find it resonant and relevant there to mine what it is that you feel and being receptive to expressing within that vertical, along that axis. Oh, I see. And among the downloads or like the dropped in insights that might come in, a lot of it also might be also in seeking advice and guidance. Breaching the lonely gap. Breaching the I'm doing this all by myself gap. breaching mentorship and assistance and help. I'm getting that, especially, yeah, I'm getting here especially for community, like activists. Yeah, for activists, for community leaders, for creative types, for those folks, they're especially resonating within that kind of work. Or even just kind of like that expression in your life. You might as well, you may as well even like just be a doctor by, by your profession, but like say you love to cook, or like you have like this hobby here where you like to paint, like you do that on the side. Like it could be really, I'm getting where it could be any really of those kind of that expression. Yeah, that form and function of expression. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Here are the messages of love. Ooh, oh, too much. Too much. Less cards, please. Here are the messages of love, light, healing, and wisdom for community for August. Led as always and channeled as always by my own intuition. That deep place of inner knowing and wisdom. And here are the messages. Yeah. More broadly for the collective here, that Empress and Page of Cups energy, you have many contributions there to give. You have much to offer. Sit with grace and seek the assistance if it's needed here. In mining here how you get it done, how it is expressed, how you move forward. Yeah. Knight of Swords, yeah. That communicative, yeah. Okay, so the backing up here, so the cards that came through here, Knight of Swords, Seven of Cups, Ace of Wands. Yeah. The ways in which your power and essential gifts there are expressed, communicated, and offer, your options and your possibilities are boundless. Yeah. Interesting. As I was meditating and getting a feel for August, I was getting that message. Yeah, they are repeating this. I see. This is just repeating this. Yeah. 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 Reach out, seek out. If it's even in validating your notions, validating your intuition, validating your ideas, reach out, seek out. Be receptive in receiving. Because in fact, what is happening here, especially if you're a being here who has negotiated a lot of healing, a lot of transformation, or if even like you just find yourself at a place here where you're receptive now and saying, well, I want to kind of explore what else is new, what I can do, what else there is possible for me. Like say maybe you lost your job, or maybe something happened here in a relationship, in a closing relationship, a closing of a cycle here. And now you're kind of in the like, what now kind of space. What now? The possibilities are endless. Yeah, I'm getting that in this Seven of Cups energy. The possibilities are endless. And in so fact there, that was an offering and a gift. That is the gift of this moment. Leverage, yeah, we're being advised here to leverage your creative, your abundant, fertile, creative, empower, your creative power, your ideas, your notions that are unpretentious. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of like a lack of pretense here in this expressed Page of Cups energy, especially also because it's message to you, it's given to you. Yeah. And that message could very well just be dropped in within yourself, but also in the mentorship and help there from others. Yeah. 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 I see. So that when you do necessarily move forward, when and where and in the spaces there where you do move forward, you're moving forward with agility, with a nimbleness, with clarity. Yeah. 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 I'm also getting here, especially as it resonates there in this combination of the Queen of Pentacles and Seven of Cups energy, especially as it resonates there, like I said, if you've been in a circumstance here, or if you've navigated a circumstance here where you say you lost a job, you lost an opportunity, you've been maybe kind of exploring your options moving forward there, you went into one course of study and you've maybe reached out to other, like you kind of still, yeah, kind of feeling your way through the process. Feeling your way through the process, feeling out and trying out what's right. Yeah. As it resonates there in I see in the securing of the homestead, in the securing of your foundational expression here in home and just that places and spaces there where you feel secure. Be open to all the options and the possibilities. I see, because they are in fact expressions there of your fruitful, fertile, creative self. Yeah. 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 Interesting. Knight of Swords is also giving me like an influx of like emails, letters, correspondences that are both coming into you and that you are also inquiries. Interesting. Inquiries that you're also lending out there. Because first and foremost they resonated there and connected there within heart. And the ways there in which your creative power and will there is newly expressed. Especially in the knowing, the newfound up-leveled knowing of self. Oh, I see. Interesting. 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 Okay, let's cut the deck here. Interesting. The tower at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I was seeing that one peek out. Yeah, the tower at the bottom of the deck. And so fact, dear child, in this tower energy here, as it's been divinely ordered, and as I mentioned there, yeah, they're drawing me to here and recapping and mentioning again from July here, where it's like our collective tower moments there were, like in the Black Lives Matter movement and that reemergence, the deaths of, among others, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and those folks there, and the awakening that's inspired in our collective, in our communities, and also in sort of COVID there. This didn't happen for no reason. There's been a through line. Yeah, we've reiterated this through line here as far as this tower massive shift, massive disruption and shaking of structures there. They weren't there to just kind of happen and then just go. In many ways, on the other side of it here, it was to inspire you to explore more, to explore different, to explore more, and to leverage and root up here. It's almost like I'm getting like a rooting and drawing up here from your creative stores here in the lower chakra regions there, in your root, in your sacral in your sacral and solars, like where that energy, yeah, I'm getting like this, like drawing up of that creative force and energy here, drawing that up and letting that mix and mingle here with the dream space, with your intuitive space, with your feeling, drawing that and connecting that with your heart, and where that is then communicated and made clear here subsequently. You wouldn't necessarily have a notion here of options there to explore, and different ways and spaces there in which you can explore. The rising of personal power has to kind of come on the front end of it. And that if even just the smallest resonance of a will here to express it. I see. I see. Yeah, interesting. They're also drawing me to here in this tower energy here. It breaks down to a 7. There's also a 7. There's 2 7s here. So it's aligned there in it's aligned there in destiny. It was all of our destiny. For this collective, for our communities there, it was a destiny here that was aligned for us and amongst all of us. Mm. Mm. Ooh. Ooh, interesting. Ah, interesting. Ace of Swords and Four of Wands. From the honoring of your creative power and your creative will and what it is that you're meant to express here, especially in seeking in seeking advice, in asking for help, in breaching the gaps of loneliness and of inner despondency, you come into a right aligned understanding in this Ace of Swords energy. It's also necessarily, these two are also expressions of personal power. Yeah, a lot of power here in this expression. Yeah, a lot of power, which keeps you stable, which allows you to feel stable and solid within self. And I was also getting like a happy homestead environment. Yeah, this combination here of Four of Wands and Ten of Cups is giving me that. Yeah. A happy homestead, a harmonious, fruitful, inspired, community-based contribution. Yeah, interesting. That is how your stability there is best and most assured, especially moving forward. So yeah, necessarily in that healthy expression of the ego, because there's also a bit of ego here in this Ace of Wands energy. Power and ego here, it all is stored. Again, it's all stored in the same place here. But the ways here in which it is expressed in a healthy way here, again, is in the notion here of what is contributed and offered here in serving your communities, in serving your families, in serving a destiny, a right aligned, correct, and clear destiny that not only, that serves to not only serve yourself, but also serve the earth. Yeah, and the Empress energy here, this is the expression of Mother Earth. Yeah. She is the axis. Yeah, it is Mother Earth, it is Mother Nature here that holds that space for us all to live and thrive and exist. If she sees here in those notions there that you are showing up here as a being who, in your own way, as would express here in this Queen of Pentacles energy here, and there's a lot of will, there's a lot of like, oh, interesting. This energy is giving me like, I know I have to do something. You might have gotten this like light bulb of like, okay, I need to do something. Well, what's there for me to do? Maybe there's something different here. Maybe there's something more here. Maybe a rushing, flooding in, like epiphany energy here. Yeah. And the ways here in which you're aligned within that space, you can be assured of your stability moving forward and of that support. Because it is aligned there in nature. It is aligned in your destiny. And in a way in which you're going to be supported there is in the many, many, many options there and opportunities there and where you can explore that. And I'm getting here where ultimately there are no wrong and right or wrong answers in that. It's going to all come down to what resonates within heart. Because again, I was getting here where the axis there of personal power and knowing here as it resonates there in the lower energetic spaces there, I'm getting here where that rises and meets, links up with the heart, and then is expressed and dropped in here and combining here with knowing. Interesting. 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 I'm getting here where this is actually kind of a shorter session here. Yeah, I'm actually getting here. The message here is pretty straightforward. Yeah. I'm getting here where this notion is pretty straightforward. No, I'm not taking you. Yeah, didn't feel right. King of Swords is meant to come out. He will. Come back out. He will. Any last messages? Yeah, I'm getting this is a really straightforward read here for August. Yeah. It's the community connection here that breaches the gap here where you feel stuck. It's the mutual connection, it's the networking, it's the seeking of help, it's the expression of the self, the proud expression of the self. And also the sense of discernment in knowing where you retreat and where you back down, where you retreat and where you stand your ground. Interesting. So there's 5 of Swords and 8 of Swords. For those here who are expressing and find themselves expressing in August moving forward here, you might find yourself breaking out of the illusions of these chains, of this restriction, of this constriction. And in the expression here of your truths, because it's all in the healthy expression. In the expression of your truths and of your power, you're not backing down. We can't back down. 5 of Swords. Yeah. Do not back down from your power. Do not back down from the essential expression and knowing of who you are, of your purpose, of your destiny, of in the ways here in which you contribute, lend in harmony and love back to Mother Earth, back to your communities, back within your families, your close ones, your loved ones. I'm also getting here this 8 of Swords energy here. If you have found here in our community here where you have gone through a learning and healing process here, there is no desire. Your creative power, your creative will here, especially there in the mining of options there, of different endless possibilities. You will never stand to be stuck ever again. And you stand up for that. Don't back down from that. Don't compromise in that. Because you know ultimately what this destiny serves, or what this expression of self serves. It's not just for you to just then you think you're better than everybody and that's just how you express yourself. No. I have a mission here. You might find yourself where like, I have something essential to do here. I have something essential here to contribute. Yeah. I see. I express that clearly. I express that bravely. There's a brave heart energy that I'm getting here. And I am necessarily become an energetic match here for others, for other folks there, for other beings here, for situations that can serve to teach me and aid me along the way. And they're endless possibilities. It could be in a friendship connection. It could be in a book that you read. It could be whatever bit of resources there. But yeah. In closing here, what would be the expression here of a deception, of illusions, of disempowering imprints here that hold us back, that keep us constricted, keep us in communities constricted here? It's in your bravery, clarity, and personal power. Yeah, it's in your bravery, in your creativity, in the expression, healthy expression of your personal power and clarity here, and truth, that dissipates and does away. Yeah, and then this brave heart, almost like soldier energy here, defeats it. And it is essential, because again, I'm getting here where you might find here where there's like these different waves of fear that kind of comes and goes in ebbs and flows. And you might find yourself mining like, okay, how do we defeat this? How do we move over this? How do we overcome? How do we overcome? Because again, it's all resonating here in a long form process of change. Yeah, the 5 here, yeah, it's in change. It's in a shift. It's in a transition. And you might find there where it doesn't necessarily go away here just because you've transformed. yeah, as it resonates there within community and others around you, they still are going through their process. Then how do we navigate that and hold that space? That is the answer. Yeah. Expand the possibilities of your creative expression. Expand the possibilities here of how you lend contributions here within yourself and within communities. And trust there where not only that helps here in providing blessings and expressing through yourself blessings and love from the divine and from above here, but where how your own you also leverage and secure stability. Yeah, stability within yourself, within your earth-based circumstances here, within your life in that process. Yeah. Because this time serves to bless those, yeah, who are stepping in here to bless and contribute, lend a contribution to the world, to our community at this time. Yeah. 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 I think that's pretty much it here. Yeah. Pretty straightforward read here. So thank you all. I hope that helped everyone here. Yeah, like I said, I within my business here, just want to kind of plug this real quick here. I do provide one-on-one sessions here. I recently shifted offerings here to provide series. So within that axis here, there's the Wild Woman, Wild Man series. There's the Great Work, as well as Venus versus Mars. And those series there are designed here in really supporting a transformative journey here, transformative journey here for folks there who may as well, within whether it's within the last few months or years or however period of time here, maybe contending with issues as far as, say for example, what am I meant to do here? I had a job loss, what do I do? Or in like decision making processes moving forward, or healing within relationships, whatever that expression might be here. Do feel free to go to my website if you're interested there, www.theperfectlywise.com, to review those series and see if you can book a session today, or book a series. And obviously you can feel free to email me and reach out to me if you have any other questions. So anyways, here, as it resonates there for August, I love you all. I hope this message here serves you and help you. And yeah, thank you. Have a good one. Bye, everyone.